Okay, the cult of Beyonce. I feel like I've actually said this before on this channel, which I will link in the description box. But like growing up, I actually was not a fan of Beyonce. I did not become a Beyonce fan until the album Lemonade. Everything before Lemonade, it isn't that I thought it was bad. I think there's just way more interesting stuff to listen to. I think that in terms of like female artists and stories that could be told, to me, Beyonce wasn't really telling like a great story. Destiny's Child, on the other hand, great group. Great group. Um, to me personally, I think that Gwen Stefani as like an individual, where she was in like the group and then she went solo, I think that's more interesting. But I mean, at this point, we have like Billie Eilish, we have like Adele, we have Taylor Swift, we have Amy Winehouse. Like, I think a lot of you have like missed the storytelling of like some really great female writers. And so you like, maybe you're just like black and female, and so you just are thinking that like you have to listen to Beyonce. Like, if you're female, I definitely understand why you might look at Beyonce and um like really the glamorized lifestyle that she's living right now, which she's just working all the time, and we don't really, she doesn't like say much. It's not like she gives a whole bunch of interviews. She's given some old interviews which are like all about it's just her going to the studio, coming from the studio, talking about someone else that she worked with. It's like really all about work, and then all the songs are like about her relationship. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, like it. But the part that I don't understand why most people there why most black women don't have Beyonce things going on. Like, Beyonce is pretty. Not to say that like a lot of black women are not pretty, but like I think the percentages of y'all who are like believing that you are attractive is just like not, the percentages are just not that high. Okay, like of all women, like maybe 20% are like attractive. Everybody else is kind of like average or ugly. Like, that's just how the stats play out. So I've been saying this for a while. Like, every woman has like Beyonce confidence at this point, which is like nuts. Like, you need to have like your own level of confidence. There was another video I was gonna break down where it was like men were talking about why they love ugly women. There's a whole psychology around that y'all should break down. Like, I think you need to watch that video and then go watch the Sadia Khan videos, which talk about why hot girls are crazy. And somewhere in between that, you can probably make sense of like wherever you are. Maybe like the spoiled girly support group could kind of make some logical sense of that. But like, everybody seems to be like listening to Beyonce, being like, yeah, we're all women. Like, I thought it was the funniest thing when like JT said in that song, she's like, all I bring to the table is a cell phone. In my mind, all I could think was like, well, girl, because that's all you got. Like, she is saying, like, what else does she have? She actually doesn't have anything. She's like sexy red with like you know what? Shut up, Olivia. Don't be disrespectful today, but not all women are all bringing the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I still think that femininity is like a thing, and I think that you could bring a set of morals, but it's when you've already demonstrated like you don't hold that set of morals, then I'm not really sure what you're saying. Like, we're not all saying the same thing. Anyway, the cult of Beyonce, though, I think so there's a this I'm talking this is literally my take on a Ben Shapiro take of like the cult of Beyonce. I think that you should watch the videos by Candace and Ben, who give their own takes on why the cult of Beyonce doesn't make any sense. I think the cult of Beyonce is important though, because I think the black gay community has to have a ringleader, and it can't be one of their own because they're too biased. Um, that's where like Beyonce steps in and just becomes really important. So yes, I think that her concerts are safe spaces for like gay people to have community. Um, the problem is when the 2 hours are over, like, where does the community extend? Though I do think that Beyonce is doing quite a lot of like cultural things in society at this point that are like improving society. And in terms of like entertainment value, she keeps giving things. So like it's like more and more things to be entertained by. I feel like she could drag out Renaissance for like really the rest of her career, because like she's probably going to give us like one visual at a time. She could also use like other developing artists as like characters in her music video. Like she doesn't actually have to star in the music videos. She's like written them. There's enough drama around like the writers in the on the album. Like y'all know Drake wrote Heated. I know Heated is going to get some visuals, and I'm waiting for that. I tried to make visuals for Heated, but that's a no whole other conversation. You should watch my visuals for Heated, because like I love that song. Um anyway, yeah, so there is an entire cult of Beyonce, but there's also a cult of Taylor Swift, and I'm not saying it's the same thing, but I also think that Ben makes a really good point. Somebody was like, how is Beyonce the best entertainer of all time? That's kind of skeptical. Especially when like Taylor Swift is doing like 10 times her numbers, and she's like, they're like literally alive at the same time. You have to be realistic about this, because yeah. So um yeah, that's just you gotta be realistic. I would also just like to say, I think that you should watch that series that Bell Hooks did about Beyonce, and explore that for yourself. This isn't really. I'm not trying to degrade Beyonce in any ways. I just wanted to like. I heard that talking point, and I want to have just a space for anyone who like is unfamiliar with all of those concepts to like watch all of that content for yourself and form your own opinion. Feel free for this to be a free starting space for you to like explore in your own mind the cult of Beyonce. And are there any other artists that you could possibly listen to or explore their catalogs, okay, in a way where you could become a fan of another black female artist if you like her because she's black, or someone else who's just like extra femme? What about Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, Adele, Amy Winehouse? Amy Winehouse. Who are other? Also, yeah, Beyonce just doesn't write a lot of her stuff. She's not a writer. She is a performer, but not a writer.